Welcome to the XFO Intelligence podcast. Humanity stands at a cognitive crossroads. Yeah, the challenges we face, they're just growing more complex at an exponential rate. And our individual minds, brilliant as they are increasingly overwhelmed. At the same time, we've built artificial intelligence. Right, systems with this remarkable capacity to process information, but they lack a fundamental wisdom, that essential balance between exploring new possibilities and, well, exploiting what is already known. And this creates a paradox. The very strength of AI, its tireless exploration, that's also its greatest weakness. Based on deep speculative research conducted right here at XFO Intelligence, we're exploring a transformative framework to resolve this paradox. It's a method invented by our founder, Brendon S.C. Wong, called Deep Augmented Thinking, and at its heart is a concept we call the cognitive Trinity. This isn't about better tools. No, it's about a new cognitive ecosystem, a symbiotic trinity where human intelligence, artificial intelligence, and a third really crucial element, spatial reasoning, all work in harmony. So let's break down these three pillars. First, human intelligence. Think of this as the compass of purpose. See, we provide what machines just cannot: intrinsic motivation, ethical reasoning, and that deep contextual understanding to ask, why? Our biological limitations, something like a finite working memory, that actually becomes a strength in this system. Right, it forces us to prioritize and to seek out meaning. Then, the second pillar, artificial intelligence. This is the tireless pattern explorer. Yeah, AI brings this unparalleled ability to scan vast landscapes of information, to identify connections completely invisible to the human eye. Okay, and in this model, its apparent weakness, its struggle to decide what to do, that becomes a virtue. You let it do what it does best, simply explore, without limit. And the third pillar, the one that binds it all together, spatial reasoning. This is the ignition catalyst. Picture a mind map, a visual network of ideas, right? By externalizing our thoughts into these structures, we're recreating the brain's own, well, its ignition principle, that mysterious moment where scattered neural firings just cascade into a unified conscious insight, that flash of understanding, that aha moment. Wow, this visual layer, it bridges the vast speed and complexity gaps between human and artificial cognition. It makes the incomprehensible suddenly intuitive. So, right, you have the human as the ethical compass, the AI as the pattern explorer, and the spatial map as the ignition chamber where insight is forged. But where did the blueprint for this trinity come from? Not from a computer lab. No, it came from nature's most unlikely teachers, the slime mold. Yeah, Physarum polycephalum. It's a single-celled organism with no brain, no central command center at all, and yet it demonstrates unbelievably sophisticated problem solving. I mean, it navigates complex mazes, it optimizes nutrient networks with an efficiency that can rival teams of human engineers. So how? Its genius lies in three principles. First, rhythmic balance. Through these natural oscillations, it dynamically shifts between exploring its environment for food and exploiting the sources it finds. So it solves automatically the exact balance problem that plagues AI. Second, adaptive pathways. I mean, its network structure is alive. It's continuously reinforcing high-value connections while allowing inefficient routes to just wither and die. It maintains peak efficiency through constant adaptation, not rigid design. Incredible, right? And third, resilient redundancy. If you damage a part of its network, boom, alternative pathways are instantly activated. It's built for a complex, uncertain world. And this resolves a central issue, the energy paradox of AI. We see AI's massive energy consumption as a flaw, okay, but the slime mold teaches us that what appears to be waste, exploring dozens of paths simultaneously, that is actually the key to long-term optimization and survival. So, AI's energy-intensive exploration is not a bug, it's a feature, but only when it's integrated into a larger system where human purpose provides direction. When these three components form this unified system, a living cognitive ecosystem emerges, and the properties of this system, they're remarkable. We achieve temporal synchronization. The spatial map acts as a cognitive buffer. The AI processing in microseconds can deliver its findings, and the human, thinking in seconds and minutes, can engage with them meaningfully at their own pace. Right, milliseconds and minutes are finally in sync. We achieve ethical embodiment. Values are no longer just some abstract list of rules. They become embedded in the very architecture of the cognitive network. Pathways that align with human values strengthen through use, and those that violate them, they just naturally decay. Wow, moral reasoning becomes an inherent property of the system itself. But the most profound transformation, that happens to us. As spatial reasoning handles organization and AI manages pattern recognition, the human role elevates. We transition from being information processors to becoming, well, purpose setters and ethical governors. And this frees our cognitive resources for higher order thinking that was impossible before. Just imagine. The practical applications are transformative. Right, imagine education, where students can actually visualize how isolated concepts connect into a whole. Or organizations, where a shared spatial network lets teams navigate complex decisions with full ethical alignment. Or, a scientific renaissance, where AI scouts massive datasets for hidden patterns, and human researchers provide the purpose-driven direction to spark world-changing discoveries. The path forward, it requires us to move beyond the tired debate of human versus machine. The future belongs to integrated cognitive ecosystems where biology and technology really complement each other. Deep augmented thinking represents an evolutionary leap. By learning from nature's wisdom, we can create systems that don't replace human intelligence, but elevate it. This is the promise of the cognitive Trinity, a living system where simple rules and emergent intelligence solve problems that neither biology nor silicon could ever tackle alone. This isn't the end of human relevance, it's the beginning of a human renaissance. Thank you for joining us on the XFO Intelligence podcast. If this vision for the future of thinking has sparked your curiosity, we invite you to help it spread. Please like, share, and subscribe to the XFO Intelligence podcast channel. Now, here's a question we'd like you to think about. If you were freed from the daily burden of processing information, what great purpose would you set for your own intelligence?